There have been 3 different start times for this game, but finally we are here from a rainy Dunning Field. The last time New Canaan and Darien girls lacrosse met, it was similar conditions, and the last time they met, New Canaan won. This time, a state championship game appearance is on the line, and who will win in this Class L state semifinals game? It's the New Canaan Rams, the #1 seed in the tournament at 20-0, and also the Darien Blue Wave, their arch rival, the 4 seed in the Class L tournament with a 16-3 record. We'll bring it up to the booth here where we have a great, well, before we bring it up to the booth, actually, it's a really miserable day as I'm joined by Katie Duggan and Carter Ellis. Katie, a current player at the collegiate level and a former Darien high school player. Carter, a former New Canaan high school boys lacrosse player as well. Katie, you've probably played in a lot of these games before, and really, is there much impact that the rain will have on this game, or is it just an hour 45 that the players were sitting in their locker rooms?
An hour and 45 of sitting when, you're being told you're going to play at 5, then you're told, 6, then 7, now it's 6:45 start time. It definitely affects the mentality a little bit, and we're looking forward to finally getting this on the field, but these girls, the rain is definitely a bummer, but the real players, the real competitors out there will feed off the rain, will feed off this bad weather, and it'll be a great game.
That we hope it will be. It will be an interesting one. The last time these 2 teams met was in the FCIAC championship game a couple Saturdays ago. As I mentioned, the weather conditions were similar. And New Canaan won their first FCIAC championship in 28 years, but we're not in the FCIAC championship game anymore. We are in the state tournament in Class L. Let's pull up our state tournament graphic to show you a little bit of a ride for how both of these teams got to their respective locations. New Canaan was the 1 seed, is the only undefeated team in Class L. They beat a couple FCIAC teams to get here in Ridgefield and Wilton, who they defeated 12-9 the last week. And meanwhile, Darien had to go through Staples, an FCIAC team, and then Cheshire on Tuesday, 15-4. Unfortunately, Cheshire could not play with their seniors because it was prom that day for Cheshire, and their head coach pulled their seniors and made that choice so that their seniors could enjoy that experience. Regardless, here we are, 1 seed New Canaan, 4 seed Darien, as we'll put that graphic down. Carter, it's the 4th time these 2 teams have met up, and what is going to be the key today for New Canaan to beat a phenomenal Darien team for a 4th time?
Well, that's exactly what we were talking about for the last game against Wilton, Ian, is that, a team going 20-0, this is their 2-year anniversary of their last loss, not having a season last year because of COVID. Keeping that momentum is tough, especially against a great Darien team whose only 3 losses are against New Canaan. They are just going to have to keep playing their game, keep their focus, and not let the hype of the Darien game get to them.
Yes. You know what they say, New Canaan had the FCIAC title. It holds the FCIAC title of 2021, but CIAC, it's a whole nother ball game. Everyone's undefeated in the CIACs right now, so this is a fair game. It could go either way. It could be a toss-up. These are both 2 outstanding teams, both top 20 teams in the nation, and I've never seen New Canaan play this well in at least the last 4 years that I was in high school. Yep. And Darien's definitely had a tough year, but they're also looking primed and ready. So this could be yes or no.
Yeah, the last time that New Canaan actually lost a game, as Carter mentioned, it was a game that you played in and won in the state championship game in 2019 for Class L. You won 12-6, and Darien has dominated the state tournament over recent years, as we will bring it back up to the booth now. Darien has appeared, as I slide in the camera, in 6 of the last 7 championship games. Am I still not in the shot? Yeah, well, here I am. I'm a little camera shy if you didn't notice. Look, the point is Darien has dominated this state tournament for years. They've been in 6 of the last 7, and they've won all 6. The only one that they weren't in, New Canaan was in, because they beat them in the semifinals, and they won in 2018 against Ridgefield. So, Katie, you've seen New Canaan play this year. You just mentioned it. What is different about New Canaan? Is it the athleticism? Is it the senior talent? What's different?
It's definitely the upperclassmen talent, I'd say, for sure. You have the Hardins, you have the Pattons, you have just a ton of top recruits, top players. New Canaan's a growing program. It's definitely developing more and more every single year. You see more D1 commits go from New Canaan off to play Division I lacrosse. And it should be really interesting to see if that continues to grow. Will it take from Darian? Will it come back to New Canaan? Will it stay at Darian? Is this the end of Darian's dynasty? Is it the start of New Canaan's? But we should see today. Hopefully, either we're going to get a win, we're going to get a loss, and yeah.
Yeah, it will be a great showing regardless. The last 3 times these teams have met, they've all been great games. And before we head to the field, what about we get a look at our player comparison graphic to try to take a quick gander, and we can go back to it throughout the game. You mentioned Dylan Patton. She was the FCIAC Championship game MVP. She scored 3 goals. She's got incredible speed, and she's committed to play at Cornell in 2 years. And the player that couldn't stop those 3 goals but stopped 10 other shots because she's amazing is Shea Dolce, who is an all-FCIAC and all-state player her freshman year. And just tell us a little bit about her, Katie, as you played with her as a freshman when she was a freshman, and she was a machine then.
Yeah, I mean, Shea is an unbelievable talent. It's like unbelievable to watch her play when she gets in the zone. As you said, I was her defender. I played defense in high school, and so I was her defender closest to Shea when she was in the goal. And just watching her get in the zone, watch her eyes, get into the animal competitor mode. That's when she plays best. When she's at a bit of adversity, she's gonna turn up the heat. People have said that Shea is like one of the best goalies that the country has seen, one of the best female goalies that the country has seen. And, she's going to Boston College. She's following up a tough act. Rachel Hall, she just goalied the
national championship.
Boston College to the national championship. And when Rachel Hall graduates, Shea will be there to slide right in and take her spot. But, she's amazing. And this is just, it's a pleasure to be able to see her, a pleasure to be able to defend for her.
Yeah, she was one of Darian's few bright spots in the championship game, only giving up 7 goals and making 10 saves. Wasn't enough to get the win. As we mentioned, Darien has lost to New Canaan 3 times this year, as Darien has really dominated this rivalry in recent years. New Canaan has had a great season, undefeated. Will they pick up win number 21 today and advance to their 3rd straight championship game in Class L, or will Darien come to their 7th championship in 8 years? Us announcers will take a quick break. We'll keep it on the field to bring you through the starting lineups from PA announcer Bill Brown, and then the national anthem on this rainy day from Dunning Field. Thank you so much for joining this joint live stream between NCTV 78 and DAF Media. We'll be back momentarily. All right, we are ready. New Canaan, Darian back to battle for the 4th time this year, for the first time since the FCIAC championship game a couple Saturdays ago. New Canaan has beaten Darien twice here on Dunning Field. They beat them in their season opener 7-5 off a COVID-19 quarantine that delayed New Canaan's season 2 weeks. They defeated them on the road at Stadium Field in Darien 10-9 in overtime. And then they defeated them in the FCIAC championship game 7-4. Will this be Darien's day? Darien is 16-3 this year, 16 when playing 16-0 when playing a team not named New Canaan, 0-3 when playing New Canaan. But certainly they have the talent, they have the personnel, and they have the 27th year coach, Coach Lisa Lindley, that can certainly guide them to this victory. As a former player of hers, Katie, what do you think Coach Lisa Lindley is saying right now in that huddle?
You know, Lisa is light on the words. You know, she's out there. She's telling her girls, "You've worked hard. We've worked hard all season. This is This is essentially, you know, this is their championship game.
Yep.
This is their biggest game of the season thus far." And you know, Lisa's out there just saying, "Girls, you know what to do." She's giving them the way. As you see out there, she's yelling. She'll be yelling the whole game,
Yep.
but you know, she trusts her girls to go out there and do her thing. That definitely, as I said, she'll definitely be yelling all game, especially in a tight game against New Canaan. As assistant coach Caitlin Rockler has said, there are 2 places that she would rather be than anywhere else. First place is at the altar saying yes to her husband, and second place is on Lisa Lindley's right-hand side in a game against Coach Woods.
Yeah, I've commentated games with Rockland before. She's fantastic.
Yep.
And a good commentator, too. And a great coach. Coach Lisa Lindley is looking to win her 18th championship, but she has to get past New Canaan to get to that game on Saturday. Opening draw here. It's Maggie Ramsey and McKenna Harden.
Oop, false draw. Didn't go high enough.
Yep, and they're going to redo it.
Yep.
So this game, which already seen an hour and 45-minute delay, delayed a little bit longer here. And let's see who's going to win the opening possession of this one.
Both strong draw players.
That's right, Ian. That's what I was telling you before. I mean, Maggie Ramsey, the USC-bound, face-off specialist for Darian, even though she's only a junior, definitely has her presence felt on the field.
And now we're going to do it over again a 3rd time, as this game just does not want to start. Delayed by the Lightning, now delayed by some difficulties with the draw. New Canaan, Darien in a Class L state semifinals. Thank you so much for joining us in this joint live stream. Popped out of McKenna Harden's stick, and that is going to be an illegal check on Ramsey. New Canaan will get the opening possession.
You know, the opening draw is crucial. In the last 3 times Darien and New Canaan has faced off, the first draw of the game has been won by New Canaan every time. And, you know, you see that's been reflected. The draw wins games. And
Yep. The last time New Canaan played Darien, it was Kaylee Harden, the UNC-bound junior, who dominated draw controls in the first half and guided New Canaan to a victory. Here's Hollis Mulry, the junior, bound for USC, just like Maggie Ramsey.
Yep, Casey Benoit playing tough crease defense. They're playing out far out on this defense today.
Quinn McKiernan, the Trinity-bound senior for New Canaan, is going to get a free position from the right side of a cage. Probably not too good an angle for her to really take a shot here, but let's see what she does with it. She is going to bring it to X. In and out of a stick of number 5, Stella Nolan, but the sophomore does recover.
Smart play, not taking that shot from the hanging hash. You know, that's a tough angle, and against a power like Shea Dolce, you're not getting it past her.
McKiernan had a great FCIAC championship game. She had 1 goal and 3 assists. Here comes McKenna Harden.
Cece Stein with tough defense, shuts her down.
The Michigan-bound junior, Cece Stein. Good move from Hollis Mulry, getting to her left, trying to fake down low, and it is another violation on Darian. So Hollis Mulry, who is a potent scorer, Carter, gets a free position right in front of Dolce.
That's right. Even though that was a penalty, Shea saw that the whole entire way.
So
we'll see if Shea can stop the second one.
let's see if she can.
Yep, Shea
It
Dolce.
does.
Deflection off Shea's stick. Picked up by, is that Maggie Bellissimo?
Let's see. It is number
Oh, no.
18, Emily Darby,
Emily
the
Darby.
junior, who picks up the ground ball. Excellent deflection from the superstar goaltender, Shea Dolce.
Yep.
That's a tough save to make, Caitlin.
Ooh.
And Darian will keep it as it
CC
was.
Stein, Michigan commit, triple teamed on the sideline. She sneaks away with a foul there. Colette Quinn.
And she's whacked by
Almost
Kaylee
with a
Harden.
turnover.
Play will resume for Darien on their first offensive possession of the game, just under 3 minutes into this one.
Something that Kristen Woods has preached to her girls, Ian, as we talked about against the Wilton game,
Yep.
is that her offensive girls should be scoring 75% of those free possessions, and I'm sure that's not a number that they're going to hit with Shea Dolce in net.
Ryan Hapgood moves inside, but a whistle is blown. What's the call there, Caitlin?
Can't tell what the call was. I'm assuming it was just a illegal contact, but
But she'll get a free
sometimes it's
position.
tough to see from all the way up here.
So let's see if the Brown committed junior goalie, Claire Mahoney, can make this save on Ryan Hapgood. It's deflected by a New Canaan defender.
Looks like McKenna Harding got the check on the
shot.
on the shot there.
It stays with Darien, though. Retreating CC Stein. A little defense from Jade Lowe. Now behind the cage, Chloe Humphrey tries to snipe it stick side low. The ball is loose. The rebound is deflected. Great goaltending from Claire Mahoney as Carolyn Barron's going to pick up the ground ball. She gets it back to the goalie, Mahoney. Mahoney out of the crease and in some trouble. Gets it to Jade Lowe. Lowe clears it up the field to Courtney O'Connell, and O'Connell, using her speed, is going to get across midfield. What a great deflection there, Caitlin. The rebound was a really good-looking shot for number 14, Colette Quinn. She couldn't can it.
Yep, absolutely. You know, the check is crucial. If you can get a good check in there, you're golden.
Yeah, the same way McKenna Harden had that check. McKenna Harden is such an important asset defensively, offensively, and at the face-off X, as she's won her first face-off today. So we'll definitely be seeing her name all around the field.
Absolutely. We've got a New Canaan offensive possession here. Defense, Lisa Lindley has her defense in a backer, which is basically, the 6 girls are in a zone defense with a floater. The 7th girl's a floater. She hangs around behind whoever has the ball. If you see here, it looks like CC Stein is the looks actually, they put him in man.
Oh, let's see if a shot will drop
Shea
for
Dolce.
Kaylee Harden. It does not. Dolce makes her second huge save of the evening in the face of pressure from the UNC-bound Kaylee Harden. A scoreless 5 minutes into this one, but both teams are getting good-looking shots.
Dolce with another big save. That girl, she doesn't just save with her stick. she just saved that with her thigh. She's going to save 6 shots with her foot. She's going to save another 6 with her helmet. The best goalies don't just save with their stick.
And when you've got her size at 5'10", it helps to be a lanky goalie, Carter. You used to play the position. You're a pretty tall guy yourself. It helps when you've got, just a bigger body to block up those shots.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, just stepping another foot out on those in-close shots, just taking up more space so they don't get an angle, on the net. That's all important, You're not going to get a clean stick save every single time you get a shot. So those, thigh saves, like you said, Katie, off the helmet, off the shin, those are just as effective.
Darian moving it around the perimeter now. Trying to get it over to Ryan Hapgood. They can't get it to her. Instead, they'll move it over to Colette Quinn, the sophomore.
And I believe that's Sam Barlow wearing number 5. Actually, no, sorry, Sadie Stafford wearing number 5 tonight. She's usually 10, but looks like that's her down there wearing number 5.
Well, good to have you up in the booth so we could figure that out, as it is poked loose by Emma Shue, but recovered by CC Stein. Stein moving left to right. Just over 18 minutes left to go here in the opening half from Dunning. Moving it behind the cage.
Maggie Ramsey behind the cage, definitely showing off her footwork.
And Cutter is found.
Ooh.
The shot does not fall for Ryan Hapgood. It will stay with Darian.
It looks as though Claire Mahoney might have gotten a piece of that, deflected it off.
Both goalies have came to play. They're both some of the top in the state. There's the
Oh
Cutter.
my
There's
goodness.
the score. Chloe Humphrey did not score the last time these two teams played, but this megastar talent finally scores her first career goal up against the New Canaan Rams. Her first goal against New Canaan, I should say, not her first career goal
Yeah.
overall. She'll
Definitely.
score plenty.
You know, Chloe Humphrey, she's a talent. She's the #1 recruit in her class. You see that's a standard, you know, Chloe Humphrey just follow through back of the net. You're going to see that hopefully a bunch from her tonight, hopefully a bunch from her in the next 3 years of her high school career. Last game when New Canaan played Darian, that was was Chloe's first time playing in a Darien New Canaan matchup.
Yes.
New Canaan had her face guarded pretty tightly.
Yes.
So I suppose that Lisa probably had them practicing all sorts of face guarding scenarios, which is what allowed that to be fruitful.
Dylan Patton cannot control the ground ball, but instead the star freshman Devin Russell does. And New Canaan is going to win this possession, trying to tie it up at 1. Again, Chloe Humphrey, the first time she played New Canaan was in the FCIAC championship game. Her sisters have come through the Darien program and have been some of the greatest players the program has ever seen. Humphrey, that was only her 4th career game when she played in the FCIAC championship game a few weeks ago. She's now got 2 more games under her belt since missing the majority of the season with a stress fracture in her back.
Yeah, and you know, they say, you know, Chloe Humphrey is one of the best players in the country.
Yes.
And this is her first high school season.
Maury tries to
moving
bounce
from
one
middle
in.
school to high school lacrosse is
What a goal
And
by
in
Quinn
between the
McKiernan.
legs.
Huge goal.
Wraparound shot for Quinn McKiernan's going to go in. And this game is knotted up at 1 with 16:41 left to go in the opening half. Quinn McKiernan, she's got sneaky good athleticism. And when she comes in front of a cage, she can make you pay, and she does on this rebound opportunity.
Yeah, Ian, you asked Katie before the game, why is New Canaan so good this year? Not only is her skill set within their seniors so amazing, but the leadership. I mean, in each game we've commentated together, the senior leadership has been able to bounce right back after a goal, and Quinn McKiernan is doing that in good fashion. Picked up that rebound behind the net, and definitely made Shea Dolce pay.
Absolutely. Leadership is key. You know, New Canaan has a very upperclassman-heavy team, and so they've got a million leaders to pick from.
15 amazing seniors. McKenna Harden, one of them. She wins the draw there.
Great draw control.
And it will find her sister Kaylee Harden up in the air. Up against her on that draw was Nell Niffin, the senior captain, heading to Colgate next year to continue her lacrosse career. McKenna Harden playing from X. She did not score the last time these two teams played. She did have an assist, and it was a pretty good one to Devin Russell. And there's Dylan Patton, number 3, who, as we mentioned in the pregame show, is the FCIAC championship game MVP with a hat trick up against Shea Dolce and crew. Too pretty a move there. She lost the ball, trying to get it back. It's loose, and Darian is recovered for a minute. Back and forth checking. Patton trying to get under it.
Great defense from Kate Bellissimo, and that, you know, that girl, she's a hustler, she's a fighter, she plays scrappy, and she stepped up to that plate and
Darian is going to
knocked
be
the ball free.
Yes, Kate Bellissimo, the senior captain, heading to Stanford next year, all the way on the other side of the country to continue her career. Ella Patterson getting a little bit too physical alongside the far sideline as Darian looks to clear and retake the lead.
That is something interesting. I mean, so many girls lacrosse players heading out west for their careers. I mean, multiple USC-bound players on the field today. And then Kate Bellissimo going to Stanford. You don't see a lot of that in the guys lacrosse. So why do you think that is, Katie?
Well, I mean, for one, I don't think Stanford or USC have men's lacrosse teams. So in terms of the Pac-12 really sporting many men's lacrosse teams, there's just not many. So to pick from the boys from New Canaan, Darien, they're going down south. They're going to the East Coast. They're going to Northeast. There's just not as much to pick from out west.
Ryan Hapgood's got a free position, and she finishes in the top right corner of the cage.
I believe that was Colette Quinn,
no, you're
actually,
correct.
who just scored.
Yep, it was number
14.
14, Colette Quinn. She did not score the last time these two teams played, but she is a great sophomore. And you cannot give these Darien players a lot of free positions, Katie, because they're going to convert.
Definitely. You know, one thing that Darien has is the technique. You know, they've been playing this sport since first grade, and so if they've got anything, they've got this technical flawlessness that works well.
Yep, so it's been Colette Quinn and Chloe Humphrey, two sophomores who will be great players in this program for years to come, who have Darien up 2-1 right now with 14:39 left to go in the opening half.
Ramsey Harden back on the draw.
And that goes right.
Comes New Canaan over the restraining line a little bit, I think.
Right, and that's going to be New Canaan's fourth faceoff win, keeping it to 0 for Darian and Maggie Ramsey. So I'm sure that's a pivotal number for New Canaan and keeping them in this game.
Absolutely. Like I said, draws win games, and if they keep winning the draw, it's going to ultimately catch up to Darien. They can't keep going into defense immediately and trying to convert into a goal right off of a D play.
Mulry gives it up to Russell. Now Patton working it alongside to wing. Here comes McKenna Harden looking for the shot. The fake deflected.
Shea Dolce, another amazing save.
Amazing save from the goaltender, but New Canaan's got the ball back. McKiernan can't find the cutter. It's intercepted, and they get it back to Shea Dolce.
Interception on Nell Niffin, senior captain. Back to Dolce, who's going to clear this out nice and easy. Casey Benoit, sophomore, transferred from Brantford, I believe, actually. She's going to run this ball up the field.
Yes, it was Casey Benoit. She was illegally shoved out of bounds by Hollis Mulry. And Shea Dolce doing an excellent job like she always does, but today continuing to make the pivotal saves. As Carter mentioned, Darien has yet to win a draw, and her goaltending is the reason why they have the lead, because New Canaan's had so many opportunities in the early going, and Dolce has just been there to stop them. Here comes Humphrey. She gives it up. It's deflected, and she has it back now. She retreats away from Jade Lowe, who did an excellent job shutting her down in a championship game.
CC Stein slowing it down a little bit, allowing the play to develop.
Bringing it behind the cage.
Right, and those 4 face-off wins for New Canaan should definitely be a factor. They could have them in the lead, but, I mean, Shea Dolce's matching that number with her own 4 saves, and New Canaan's 2 turnovers are what's killing them. The
spin, no shot, whistle is blown, and that one's going to go up against New Canaan's Emma Shue.
Another 8-meter. This is exactly the 8-meter that Quinn just scored on. CC Stein has the shot.
And let's see if she, just like her fellow teammate, is going to can it up against Claire Mahoney. Second straight free position for Darien. Here's CC Stein moving in and scoring. Darien's going to go up 3-1 with just under 12 minutes left to go in the opening half, and it's the first upperclassman to score for the Blue Wave in CC Stein.
That was a textbook shot, offside high. That's exactly what Lisa's looking for. That's exactly how CC converted for them.
Let's get another look at this one. Stein, I mean, we know how free positions work, and that is just a really difficult shot for Claire Mahoney to defend.
Yeah, we keep talking about Shea and how her amazing saves, but Claire Mahoney is nothing to turn your nose up at. She's Brown commit. She's an unbelievable player. One might say the second time Darien and New Canaan faced off, she saved that game. She led that game for New Canaan, and then she ultimately won the game for New Canaan.
That she did. She was named the Northeast Player of the Week by U.S. Lacrosse earlier in the year after her efforts in the first New Canaan-Darien matchup. We see both teams huddling up right now. New Canaan and head coach Kristen Woods calling a much-needed timeout. You see Coach Lindley in there trying to bring more energy to her team. And Carter, what do you think Coach Kristen Woods, she doesn't look too happy right now. What do you think her words right now for her squad?
Definitely to settle things down a little bit. I mean, they're getting too jumpy with those passes in front of the net. Definitely taking shots that they don't need to be taking. And I mean, if they're not going to take only the most prime of opportunities, Shea Dolce will make you pay. So I think just shot selection and keeping the ball in New Canaan sticks is the name of the game.
That it is. And remember, the winner of this game will advance to the Class L state championship game. New Canaan or Darien has won all of the last 7 Class L state titles. Darien 6 of them, New Canaan 1 of them. And the winner of this game will play either number 6 seed Simsbury or another 7 seed Ludlow on Saturday up in Bunnell High School. It's going to be Kaylee Harden and Maggie Ramsey, a pair of great juniors, in for this draw as Darien looks to win their first draw.
Lisa Lindley subs in some young talent. We've got Maggie Belismo, Kate's little sister, on the defensive end.
Yep.
And Kate DeMark on the draw circle here. Let's see what she does.
Again, Kaylee Harden was dominant with the draw controls in the FCIAC championship game. It's continued so far here today. Ball rolling near the near sideline, and Dylan Patton will find it and then illegally shoved out of bounds by Nell Niffen.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit too much body contact on her. She got a little excited. New Canaan, another offensive set down here.
Now 5 draws to none. New Canaan leading in that stat, but not leading in the game score, as they trail 3-1. 11.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. It's still wet, but the rain has gone away here from Dunning, and the Lightning has as well, which this game was supposed to be played at 5 o'clock, then postponed to 6, then 7, and moved up to 6:45.
Right, and something I've always loved talking about is even though there was a little bit of rain earlier, the bad weather won't stop the 2 bomb squads from coming out. Definitely a lot of support here for both teams.
What a great spin from Kaylee Harden. Will she score? No. Great defense from Darian collapsing in honor.
Yeah, you know, both sides loving the tenacious, play on, this great rivalry game. So we love to see it in all weather.
Turn around for Mulry, stick
what a
side.
save,
Oh.
Shea Dolce.
It's the Shea Dolce show here from New Canaan High. That one, if she slid to the right corner of the cage and covered that one up nicely. Darian looking to put this ball back in play as they have possession.
I'm telling you, Shea is keeping Darien in the game right now. They're like every single shot that she's saved should have gone in. Every single shot.
It was the same story of the last New Canaan Darien game, but the Blue Wave didn't do enough offensively in the early going to support Dolce.
Absolutely.
And now they are. Here's Colette Quinn. Quinn moves it up to number 13, Molly McGuckin, the junior. McGuckin in traffic. And a whistle is blown.
Way to draw the foul.
Right, and not only is Darien getting that offensive output, but New Canaan is getting too many free opportunities. I mean, this is Darien's 4th. They've already capitalized on 2 of them, so let's see what happens here.
McGuckin right in front of the cage. Could Darien extend their lead to 3? McGuckin is going to pull it out. What do you think of that?
Smart play. You know, they have possession. Why not let a play unfold?
They're going to take their time. Just under 9.5 minutes left to go here in the opening half of this joint broadcast between NCTV 78 and DAF Media. Thank you so much for joining us in our last sports live stream of the year from New Canaan's, or at least from NCTV's perspective. What a steal from McKenna Harden, jumping that one with some grace, and she'll take it down the field now, and she's all alone.
You know, she caught Darien sleeping. That's one thing. You know, the Harden girls, they're out there. They're on their toes, and if you're not careful, they're going to be all up in your grill.
Yep, their father, Boyd, was a great player at UNC back in the day, and those two have been all-state, all-FCIAC players throughout their career here at New Canaan. That foul will go up against Maggie Bellissimo. New Canaan keeps possession.
Maggie Bellissimo, the horizontal stick. She's got to keep it a little bit more vertical up there. Maggie Bellissimo, like her sister, she's feisty. She's a fighter. I love watching them play together. And they play soccer and hockey together too. So this is their 3rd sport together that they've had this year.
Yep.
So I'm sure Maggie is pumped to be able to play with her older sister.
Just like the Harden sisters, they're both 3 sports stars in soccer, hockey, and this great sport of lacrosse as well.
Absolutely.
not only are they players, I mean, McKenna being captains of all 3 sports.
Yes.
Kate and Nell as well.
Mm-hmm.
Both. We've got a lot of leadership out there.
Yeah, they've got it. That's not going to be a reason either of these teams lose today. It's a lack of quality leaders or quality coaches.
Nor a lack of quality talent.
No.
There's just so much talent on the field. It's unbelievable.
Devin Russell, another one of those talented players, only a freshman. Here's Mulry behind the cage.
Oh, Hollis Mullery with a
great move, but then she
move to the inside. That's that'll get you. That crease defender. That's my position there. If they beat you on the inside, you're practically toast. I'm shocked that Casey could come back on that one.
Mm-hmm. Just over 7 minutes left to go in the opening half. It's been quick moving. Darian with the early 3-1 lead. They scored the first goal of this game. New Canaan tied it up, and they've scored 2 unanswered. New Canaan looking to change that. Behind the cage, it's Devin Russell. She moves it over on the perimeter to Dylan Patton. Patton to McKenna Harden.
20 minutes in this first half, and the score is only 3-1. That's one thing that I've noticed about these New Canaan Darien games this year. The score has been low. The score of the first game, what was it? 7-4.
7-5.
7-5. The second game was a little bit more high scoring. Then the third game, 7-4. That's unheard of. Scoring 4 or 5 goals a game. That's a testament to the defense for sure.
Yeah, on both sides, they're 2 of the top defenses in the nation at the high school level. New Canaan currently ranked as the 3rd best team in the country according to the latest Nike U.S. Lacrosse poll. Darien, I believe, ranked 14th. Looking to defeat the Rams for the first time this season in advance to their 7th state championship game in 8 seasons.
Right, and when talking with the defense, I hope both goaltenders are included in that conversation.
Oh, absolutely. I mean even more so.
If Shea Dolce isn't playing on top of her head right now, it could be the same exact dividend, but in the New Canaan favor.
Cece Stein knocks it out of McKenna's stick.
And then McKenna Harden
swoops it back up, and Cece gets it back.
McKenna Harden is swallowed up by the wet turf monster, and now here's Cece Stein. Stein gets it back. Just under 5.5 left to go in the half.
Bellissimo slows it down. She's looking to get an easy clear. Finds Nell Niffen.
Niffen down the far sideline. Dylan Patton in her face. Oof. And then she is going to fall, and that's going to be a foul on Patton.
Another victim to the wet turf.
Mm-hmm. Darian's going to keep it. Oof. Ball out of the stick.
Good save.
Nearly turned over.
Is that Paige Flanagan out there?
It might be. Let's see. Flanagan. Not sure her number.
I can't really read the number from out here, but... Oh, no, it's Kata Vittable. Kata Vittable, number 25.
All right, Paige Flanagan being number 31 on this Darien squad.
Darien looking to jump out in front of New Canaan, and it would be critical for Darien to try to build this big lead. Beautiful pass, and Hapgood cannot connect. What a laser right in front of the crease.
Ryan Hapgood with a no-look shot. She just gets wide. Hapgood, she's a talent. Before Chloe Humphrey got onto the team, Ryan Hapgood was definitely leading the team in goals, leading the team in all sorts of stats, and now she and Chloe are fighting for that position.
And there's Cece Stein, another one of the great players on this Darien team.
That's
Jubilation
Cece's second of the day.
The sideline. As Stein adds her second, and Darien's now up 3 as New Canaan's looking to regroup defensively. Let's get another look at that one, guys. As Stein, what a great charge to the cage, getting past a great defender in Kaylee Harden.
Kaylee Harden, I would have almost called a foul on that shot before she released it. All right, Colette Quinn is taking the draw here. We'll see what she can do. Let's see if Darien will have their first win on the draw of the day.
And Carter, it is unbelievable that the score right now is 4-1 Darien, and they've yet to win a draw.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. I mean, despite the face-offs being 5-0 in New Canaan's favor, the turnovers and then Shea Dolce's performance in net is definitely been a factor for Darian's success.
That it has. It's been the catalyst for it.
Otherwise, we would have definitely been, looking at the stat sheet without the score. You would think that
Now Niffin with a ground ball in the first draw control of the day.
What an excellent effort to win that one for her team. As play will resume at midfield, just under 4 minutes left to go in the opening half. Darian now up 4-1 thanks to CC Stein's second goal of the evening. Now moving it behind the cage after winning their first draw all game long. Swinging it over to Hapgood. Hapgood gets inside.
Ooh.
Throws a bad pass. It's still loose, and possession goes to the Rams.
You know, their sticks are wet, but that's no excuse. The passes have got to be precise tonight. Too good a defense to be throwing away passes.
O'Connell with her great athleticism is going to clear
speed.
it. Met by 3 Darien players.
Wow,
She
unbelievable.
stepped out of bounds.
That was a 4v1 on that.
She almost got it out of there too, but the referee, which was right on her hip, said she stepped on the red and yellow line, and a turnover for New Canaan. What a great move to get inside there. Setting up shop once again on this side of the field. Here's Stein. This is a big-time defensive possession for New Canaan, Carter. They've got to get a stop and stop the bleeding right now.
Right, yeah. I mean, Darian's just getting way too many opportunities right in front of the net. And, Claire Mahoney's just not getting a lot of support, so not getting a lot of shots that she can save.
And now Darien is going to turn it over. Not sure what the call is there.
I think that could have been offsides.
Mm-hmm. And a gift for New Canaan to get the ball back with just over 2 minutes left. Emma Shue's in some trouble. She goes behind her to Courtney O'Connell. O'Connell over to Lowe. Lowe finds Patton, and Patton with her blazing speed will clear it. She approaches the 25.
An area where Darian's not so hot tonight is their ride, which is the defense on the attackers as they or on the defenders as they clear it up to their attackers. That's one of the most important parts of the game is not letting it cross that 50-yard line. And once it gets past the 50-yard line, it's an offensive possession, and all bets are off.
Hollis Maury is fouled. Now she has a free position shot from the right side of the cage. Let's see if she rips one in with 1:32 left in the half. She shoots, and she misses wide right.
Just wide.
It will stay with New Canaan as
Kate Polismo gets a tip on that shot.
McKiernan makes her move. That shot tipped away from Mulry. And the free positions have not been dropping today for New Canaan. Mulry again on the move. Trying to shake her defender. Moves it up to Kaylee Harden. Bad pass, but Harden scoops it up, shoots, and misses.
Using some of her hockey skills from this past season.
And we've got a shooting space call on Darien. It looks like New Canaan's going to get her center hash 8-meter shot. She's got to convert. This is important here. Like you said, Wood says that her girls should be converting on 75% of these shots. Let's see what she can do.
With Kaylee Harden there, that's not a name you want to have the ball there.
Absolutely.
Not at all. 1:07 left in the half. Harden puts it up and in the back of the net.
Converts.
Kaylee Harden's going to cut this lead to 2, and New Canaan instantly communicating and not celebrating after that goal as they know they've got to do more to get this game back up at 4. What a great shot from Kaylee Harden there, and we're going to get a second look at that.
Right, you can see that laser-focused look on Kaylee Harden's face. You know, they have that mentality all game long. You know, business is not done yet. I mean, they're still down by 2. It's definitely an important goal going into the half, but we'll see if New Canaan can cut the lead again. But I'm sure Darien won't give them any easy looks.
Yeah, absolutely. This final minute and a half is important for both teams. You know, Darien at one point wants to hold off New Canaan, and at the same time, New Canaan wants to use the momentum from that last shot and keep drilling.
Quinn McKiernan and
Colette Quinn.
Well, I was saying, McKiernan and Harden are the 2 goal scorers for New Canaan on this game, and Colette Quinn in at the draw for Darien now with 1:04 left in the half. Darian won the last draw but lost the first 5. Devin Russell took the draw up against Quinn. Quinn wins that matchup and spins away from McKenna Harden.
Darian's second draw control of the game. They're figuring it out.
Working on the fly, making their adjustments is 27th year coach Lisa Lindley, one of the greatest coaches to coach this game at the high school level, with over 15 FCIAC and state championships to her name. She's looking to win her 18th state championship this year after taking over as the head coach of this program in 1994.
30 seconds left in the half. Darian's got to do something with it. Ryan Hapgood has the ball. She's a good kid to have the ball right in a moment like now.
Hapgood gets a
Claire
decent
Mahoney
look.
with a save.
And
Chloe Humphrey tracks that down.
She came out of the goal a little bit to make that one.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a few yards outside the crease. Chloe Humphrey takes it herself.
Humphrey
with a pass.
With a bad pass, it does not find anyone behind the cage. Darien, 2 seconds. Can they get the shot
goes
off?
herself.
Oh, another late deflection from Claire Mahoney. In the face of danger, Mahoney comes up big for New Canaan and is able to keep the Rams within striking distance as we head into the halftime break. It is now 4-2. Guys, what are our key takeaways as we'll bring it back up to the booth here? What are some of your key takeaways here, guys, from the opening half?
I definitely would say the draw. The draw has been really crucial for both sides. Darian's getting tired when New Canaan wins the draw, and when Darien has won the draw, they need to convert it a little bit faster.
Carter, any other difference of opinion from you?
Yeah, I mean, just the goaltending all around on both sides of things have been so pivotal. And, I mean, just Shea Dolce, definitely a name that we've been talking a lot about today. And, she's been playing on top of her head, and that's definitely what's contributing to Darian's lead over New Canaan.
And at the same time, Claire Mahoney with the last few minute saves.
Mm-hmm.
Crucial.
Both goalies have been excellent. It's another low-scoring game here in New Canaan Darien, Part 4 in the state semifinal game. The winner will advance to play in the state championship game on Saturday at Bunnell High School. They will either play Simsbury or Ludlow. Let's get a look at the first half highlights now and have Carter and the rest of our crew here break down what's going on in the first half so far. And take us through what's happening so far, both of you.
We've got a big save from Shea Dolce. It was Hollis Mullery and another missed shot on Shea's save.
Couple costly New Canaan fouls leading to some free positions.
Yeah, we're looking at fouls and missed shots here.
Right, and that's Claire Mahoney right at the end there. I mean, those two saves are what tied her in the save column against Shea Dolce. And, 5 saves apiece, it's definitely no easy feat.
Not at all. Mullery, she's been trying her best, staying aggressive, but she has yet to find the back of the cage with the goal. This time she didn't, but then Quinn McKiernan did on the rebound coming from around the cage.
Right, yeah, Quinn McKiernan's his big body, able to get in front there. And, not for nothing, I mean, Darien's just obviously taking a lot more shots, and that's what I was talking about earlier, is New Canaan's letting them get in those, close opportunities. I mean, Darien having 4 free shots, and, the score's obviously 4-2 here, each having 5 saves apiece. So the Blue Wave has, 9 shots to New Canaan 7. So that's just not enough to have the victory.
Definitely.
It's been a jam-packed first half. Maybe not the score indicating that, but it's been an excellent one. Ian Nicholas, Katie Duggan, Carter, Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV 78 crew, DAF Media crew, bringing you this live action here from the booth. We'll be back in just around 4 minutes for the second half, but before we go there, let's get a look at our phenomenal sponsors. I want to thank our 2 platinum sponsors, Walter Stewart's, your fresh local market, and Rambuya in Harrow, the business of real estate. I want to thank our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich. Now on to our silver sponsors, including Performance PT Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, and Rand Insurance. And before we head to the half, our black sponsors. Ready Rooster, Sheila La, 84 Sports New Canaan, the New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, the Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Dr. Austin Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, and Prudding and Company Custom Builders. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Darien has lost to New Canaan 3 times this year, but now here we are in the Class L state semifinals, and Darien is looking to pick up win number 1 for them against their arch rival this season in advance to the state championship game on Saturday. Will this score hold, and will we have that Darien arrival in the state championship game, or will New Canaan come back and try to get to their 3rd straight state final? Please come back in 2 minutes to see how second half wraps up. Well, sorry you couldn't get a longer break from my voice, but we're back here for the second half. The halftime moves quickly when the game starts an hour and 45 minutes late due to lightning delay. Ian Nicholas alongside the rest of the NCTV 78 and DAF Media crew bringing you this live action on this joint live stream. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe to both of our channels wherever you are watching, so that in the years to come, when New Canaan or Darien are playing in a big game, you know where to find the live stream.
Here we go, starting the second half.
Colette Quinn and Kaylee Harden matched up for this draw to start off the second half. Darien only won 2 draw controls the entirety of half number 1. Kaylee Harden is going to win this one by herself, though, as she races down the field trying to jumpstart this New Canaan offense.
Maybe something to consider once they switch sides. Maybe that right side of Dunning is lucky today in this rain. So maybe that could be a factor, maybe not.
Maury, she's been held scoreless. She's been taking her shots, though. Moves it over to Stella Nolan, it slips out of her stick. She didn't even notice. Nolan in trouble, and she turns it over, and that probably a product of the weather conditions. She had no clue that one was coming out, and it was too late to try to recover for the star sophomore.
It's going to be a wave ball. You see Nell Niffin's stick. It's wrapped in tape. I'm sure that's an old-fashioned Lisa Lindley trick. When it starts raining, tape up the stick.
She's probably got plenty of tricks up her sleeve as she's trying to advance to her 7th state title game in 8 seasons. Her team's got a 2-goal lead, and now they have the ball after a New Canaan turnover from Nolan. Darian moving to the left, looking for the shot, and it misses high from CC Stein. It will stay with Darian. Behind the cage here, bringing it back in play. Just over a minute and a half into the second half now. Nice move. Stein again takes the shot. It's loose in front of a crease and finally scooped up by Courtney O'Connell, the senior captain defender. O'Connell in some trouble, and she's fouled by Hapgood.
We've got Shannon Dahlquist back in the game. She was out with an injury for a few weeks, and it's a timely time for this senior captain to get back in the game.
Yeah, it's one of the 3 senior captains. Dahlquist, a Yale commit, and that is a great presence to have.
Absolutely.
In their biggest game of the year.
It's crucial to have the captains on the field. You know, that leadership is important.
Darian's 3 captains, Shannon Dahlquist, Nell Niffen, and Kate Bellissimo, and all of them now in the game.
Right, and that's Emma Shue, hands it off to McKenna Harden. She goes back to the defensive end to check in Kaylee, hoping for her offensive teammates to get something going here.
Mulry tightly defended. Moving to the left side of a cage, trying to get free of her defender, sophomore Casey Benoit. Mulry running around with it. Finally find McKiernan. McKiernan loses it for a moment, now spins away from trouble.
Oh.
McKiernan's got an open track, and that's a shooting space violation. And McKiernan's going to get a free position looking for her 2nd goal of the evening.
Emily Darby hesitated on that, and McKiernan saw that and took advantage. She ran.
Right, and last time out, McKiernan on her free possession just pulled it right back out and kept possession. So let's see what she does here.
From the right side of the cage, McKiernan on the free position. She passes it up, and
What a
save! No, it goes in.
That was a
it's safe.
smart play on McKiernan to do that pass. Who was that? Who ultimately shot?
I believe that was Hollis Mulry behind
was.
the net there.
Wide open behind the net. Very intelligent on McKiernan to notice that and execute well.
She's a phenomenal passer. She had 3 assists in the last Darien game. Another great look there, and on the turf, another layout save from the great Shea Dolce. Darien gets possession and is settling in just under 4 minutes into half number 2.
Right, and Shea Dolce read that classic fake high, shoot low move like a book, and was able to stop that one right in front.
Oh, Chloe Humphrey had a good look in front of the cage.
Ooh,
and then a player's
pickup.
laid out with no call. Darien looks to keep it, which they do.
Holy smokes, that was a scrum. Molly McGuckin almost scooped it up. She got bodied, though. I would have made a call there.
No call, but Darien keeps possession, so a lucky break for the Blue Wave. Now behind the cage, Mahoney looking for the trouble to come. Here's Stein. She's been a big part of the offensive game plan today, like she always is. 2 goals of Darien's 4.
And more than just the goals, you can clearly see that CC Stein, she's playing a quarterback position out there. She's helping call plays, allowing plays to get developed. Her presence out there is not missed.
Humphrey is laid out by, I believe, number 11. No, it's number 1, Carolyn Barron. And Humphrey is going to have a free position. Maybe we can get a second look at that big hit from Barron. We will. You can't do that.
Definitely way overextended, you know. And I think that if it had been a dry turf, we would have maybe had a bit of a less of a reaction there. But we've got Chloe Humphrey with an 8-meter. Let's see what she does.
The potent score in the top sophomore recruit in her class, but a whistle is blown. Carolyn Barron could be called for this one. It looks like it's against New Canaan.
2 girls go behind.
It's now McKenna Harden behind her as well, and that's an easy goal for Chloe Humphrey all alone. She canned her 2nd of the game and Darien's 5th overall on the free position with 19:20 left to go in the second half. that extra defender coming out made it all too easy for Humphrey there.
Absolutely. You know, they say that Chloe is a combination of the best of Ashley and the best of Nicole. And right here you're seeing a classic Nicole sidearm top corner. I love to see that from Nicole, and I'm loving to see it from Chloe.
So that's her second goal of the game. She's been a machine this year when she's been on the field. The top recruit in her class in the nation for girls lacrosse.
And two more goals tonight than she had last time they faced off.
And even I would call that a success for the New Canaan defense, but let's see if she starts to warm up here.
Absolutely.
Violation on the, yep, they're going to redraw it. It's going to be Kaylee Harden for New Canaan.
And Kate DeMark for the Wave.
They're switching it up with the draw controls. Darian, that is.
Absolutely. Lisa, she loves to get a little click happy with her draw takers. She's never satisfied.
That's what makes her one of the great coaches. Another redraw.
These are getting redrawn, by the way, just because the ball's not going high enough in the air.
So DeMark and Kaylee Harden, third time's the charm on this redraw. 19-17 left to go in regulation, and New Canaan now down 3. Another redraw.
Goodness.
We're going to be here all night.
Delay, delay, delay.
First the lightning, now the draws. The delays continue.
Looks like Darian is not happy, and Woods doesn't look
pleased either.
This is
DeMark and Kaylee Harden just looking to execute a legal draw control here. The ref, a lot of prodding, trying to make sure everything's perfect. That time it's legal, and McKenna Harden comes behind and makes the play. Then she loses it.
Chloe Humphrey scoops it up.
Chloe Humphrey is going to get fouled by Carolyn Barron on the break. And it looks like Humphrey could have another free position. No, play will just be picked up from outside the 12-meter mark. What a big play for Darien defensively to pop the ball loose from McKenna Harden, though, as it looks like New Canaan had won that draw.
Huge play. That was important. They needed that. Chloe Humphrey just looks so comfortable with the ball out there.
Here's Cece Stein. She has 2 goals, just like Humphrey does. Stein, a little bit of a nice move. Does not take it near to the crease. Now she'll bring it 2X. And she'll
like I said earlier, we're seeing Cece Stein let them all get into position for their plays.
Yep, similar to the role Quinn McKiernan plays in the New Canaan offense. Stein now back in front. Over to Stafford, who, as you mentioned, is wearing number 5 tonight, not number 10, Sadie Stafford, the freshman. Now back behind the cage. Moving it around to Humphrey. Humphrey spins inside, doesn't find the shot. Now wraps around from the left. Finds a teammate, makes her move, shoots, deflected away.
Sadie Stafford, freshman, takes that ball into the 8-meter and just gets knocked away before she can get a shot off.
CC Stein finds a ground ball, looks for the cutter in traffic, and the ball will find goalie Claire Mahoney. And the clear will begin for New Canaan as Carolyn Barron makes a nice little move to break free.
Right, and back there in that corner, McKenna Harden was looking for the clean strip. And it goes to show you that New Canaan's just getting a little jumpy, letting this 3-goal deficit get to them. They do not find themselves in this position very often, being 20-0. So they obviously don't know how to react.
Barron makes the careless pass, looking for her teammate Hollis Mulry on the clear. And just like that, Darian, who has been dominating time of possession in the second half, is going to look to get another quality look on the other end of the field. Stein, pressured by Mulry. Darian's
ball movement on that clear was impeccable.
And then a foul from Mulry, and Darien is going to continue their effort to move it to the other side of the field, which they do thanks to a nifty move from Niffen. Nice play on words, I know.
Absolutely.
Behind the cage now
is Humphrey
Darien.
wide open. They miss her. They don't see her.
Broke free from star defender junior Jade Lowe. Looking for goal number 3. and no pass to her. Here's Dahlquist. Dahlquist dodging to her left, gives it up. Over to Stafford, who did have a goal the time these two teams met in the championship game a couple weeks ago. Darian taking their time, just under 16 minutes left to go in regulation.
Right, and time is on Darian's side here. New Canaan not doing the same. They've been trying to rush those shots and haven't been able to find success. So, even though there's 15 minutes left, New Canaan's been, definitely phased by the time.
Do you feel like they're trying to drain clock here, or it's more of an offensive approach, but they're just trying to slow things down?
Darian's not much of a clock drainer. Lisa Lindley as
who's a big-time scorer, Chloe Humphrey.
Another one, Chloe Humphrey with a hat trick tonight.
Actually, I'm not sure if that was Humphrey. I might have been wrong. I think that was actually
Molly
McGuckin. Excuse me, it is not Humphrey. It is number 13, Molly McGuckin, who scores and adds her first. And what a quick cut there to get the score. And now Darien up 4, 15-15 left to go in this game.
Molly McGuckin gets a hug from Lisa Lindley on the sideline there. She was pumped about that one.
Finishing stick side high, a quality look moving from left to right to break free and snipe one right in front of Mahoney.
Junior Molly McGuckin, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of her on the scoreboard tonight. She's a talent, an absolute talent.
Yep, one of the better players on this Darien offense. Has yet to commit to play at the next level, but wouldn't be surprised if she did. Draw between DeMarc and Harden, and Darien will win it after an illegal check from New Canaan.
Darien certainly has the momentum now, boys.
Carter, what is the official line now on the draws between Darien and New Canaan?
So, despite the 4-goal deficit, New Canaan is still, 4 faceoffs ahead of Darien at 7-3. So, New Canaan's been doing everything they can at the X, but that turnover mark is also 7-3, led by New Canaan. So, obviously, on the flip side of that, the turnovers have been a huge factor in this game.
Darien slowing it down once again, looking for another quality shot with just over 14 minutes left to go in this game. They have their biggest lead of the evening, now up 4, looking to advance to the state championship game.
Now, I'll tell you guys both. On the stat sheet, it looks almost identical, everything except for the scores. Both goalies, 6-6 in saves. Both teams having 5 free possession opportunities, 5 apiece, but Darien capitalized on 3, New Canaan only on 1. And then there's been 10 turnovers total, New Canaan having 7, 10 faceoffs total, New Canaan also having 7. So Darien's just been able to capitalize that much more than New Canaan, and that's why they have a 4-goal lead.
Yep, it's all about execution at the end of the day, and stats are one thing, but finishing, it's another.
Absolutely. When I was in high school, I played for Darien, and New Canaan Darien was always the biggest game of the year. It didn't matter if we had played Garden City the day before. We were all thinking about when Wave played the Rams, and what Lisa always used to like to say was that back in the day, Darien was objectively a more talented team. They had more players, more skill, but when New Canaan stepped on the field, that didn't matter. It was all about this competition, this rivalry. And at the end of the day, anybody could take away the win.
Yep, Darien in the FCIAC championship game had dominated New Canaan for years. They had won 9 of them against them. And the snipe on the move goes in from number 27, the freshman Maggie Bellissimo. Stick side low and sliding into the turf is able to get one past Claire Mahoney as Darien is in front by 5.
I don't think that was Maggie Bellissimo. She's not on the offensive side.
But let's get another look. I believe it, unless it was number 17,
we'll see.
Ryan Hapgood. Both of them.
It could have been. Maggie's not on the offensive
It
side,
was.
so.
Excuse me, I've been all over the place tonight.
Yeah, Ryan all the way up from the restraining line. You know, that girl, she's an athlete. She's fast. Look at her move. She beats not one defender, but two defenders, and then goes weak side low.
That's a great shot, finding the bottom left corner of the cage. Again, my apologies on the goal call, as it was clearly Ryan Hapgood scoring her first goal of the game, and New Canaan needs to call a timeout right now. They came into the half only down 2, and they've let up 3 unanswered, as the Blue Wave have found a way to win draws. And just like New Canaan did against them in the FCIAC championship game a couple Saturdays ago, their offensive possessions are meaningful. The ball movement's there, and the talented shot makers are finally starting to find the back of the cage.
Darian certainly has the momentum here. You know, New Canaan's getting a little nervous. They're getting jumpy. They're tossing away shot passes that shouldn't get tossed away. They're getting checked. They're hanging their sticks. It's all about, you know, right now it's mentality. Who's going to dig down in this rainy weather and come out with a win?
And Carter, I think another big takeaway right now, we mentioned it earlier in the game in the player comparison graphic. Dylan Patton, I know she hasn't had much of a chance to prove herself in the second half because of the lack of a possession. She's been held scoreless. She's been one of New Canaan's top players all year long on the offensive end. She'll probably be a first-team All-FCIAC player. And the game plan against her today, she's been shut down. And when your top scorer is eliminated, that makes things a lot harder on the offensive end.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, that player comparison, obviously seeing Shea Dolce rise to the occasion, you know, having 6 saves on the day, not seeing anything of Dylan Patton yet on the score sheet. So Darian has definitely done a great job of locking down New Canaan's top scorer. You know, not much to be seen from her end. So hopefully Kristen Woods is trying to get something going to activate some more scorers, just other than only McKiernan and Kaylee Harden.
Yeah, and I'm sure there was very little congratulating from Lisa on that. I'm sure that she just said to them, this game's not over. There's 13 minutes left. They can score 7 goals right now, and we could score 0.
So Darien looking to get back to the state championship game for the 7th time in 8 seasons. They are the defending state champions. They beat New Canaan in that game 2 years ago on this day in 2019, 12-6. The year before that, New Canaan bounced them in the semifinals in a classic, 12-11. McKenna Harden with the game-winning goal in that game. It's been a great rivalry throughout time, but especially over the last few years. New Canaan has started to pick up wins against Darien, and especially this year they've won 3 against the Blue Wave. But the question is, with 12 and a half minutes left to go in regulation, is it finally Darien's time to get back on top and prove they are still one of the top dogs in the country? They've got the 5-goal lead right now to show for it.
Yeah, you know, there isn't just a state title on the line tonight. There's also the national recognition. Both of these teams, although they haven't had a chance to play any out-of-state teams this year due to COVID, they are both nationally ranked teams. Give any team in New York, Maryland a run for their money, and the winner of this game could probably top the other on the national rankings, which is huge going into next year.
Bragging rights, not the most important, but definitely want to prove what you're building as a team and what you have to show for as a program here in the state of Connecticut, as these are currently the only 2 teams ranked in the top 25 in a national poll. Wilton was ranked for a while. But
I'd say as a former player, bragging rights are certainly one of the most important.
Yeah.
Well, especially in a rivalry game like this.
Absolutely.
Just over 11 minutes left to go, but check from Emma Shue, and a whistle is blown.
New Canaan just can't get a call in the last couple minutes.
No.
It's all going Darien's way.
A lot of penalties on New Canaan here tonight, which has definitely led to their downfall so far. Can they clean it up over the last 11 minutes and try to mount a comeback? As Darien continues to move the ball turnover free. Great move to get free of Barron for a moment. Now bringing it behind the cage.
Senior captain Shannon Dahlquist.
Dahlquist back out. Kaylee Harden on defense. Now slowing it down as Hapgood dumps it off.
Carolyn Barron has definitely been one of the bright sides of this New Canaan defense. Not letting a lot go past her, and been super aggressive today.
Just over 10 minutes left to go. Darian up 5. Playing a clean brand of lacrosse and trying to finally top New Canaan in their 4th meetup this year. Back out to Dahlquist. Sizes up Barron. Gets away from her. Bobs and weaves between a couple defenders. Darian staying so patient right now, Katie, but not forcing anything as you see Coach Lindley barking more from the sideline.
Absolutely. It's her trademark. If Lisa's not yelling, that's when we start to get worried.
Things slowing down for Darien. An illegal check from behind from Devin Russell. It stays with the Blue Wave with 9:27 left to go as Stafford passes it up. Emma Shue, the senior on defense for New Canaan.
Stein taking the run.
Meeting some trouble. Does not turn it over.
Wow.
Great effort to get it out of there.
Courtney O'Connell just absolutely tenacious. She's able to recognize that Darian's trying to chew some clock and, trying to get possession back.
Yeah, she tried to go for those checks. Great checks, all of them. I don't know how Stein protected her stick.
O'Connell, one of the top players on this team. Both of her older brothers currently playing at UNC in the men's program, Ryan and Quinton. A great lacrosse family that is, and O'Connell's been the next great player to come through this program. Behind the cage, a great check from her there, and she's going to force the turnover. O'Connell racing up the field, and she is fouled. New Canaan now gets it to Dylan Patton, as this might be New Canaan's first real possession of the second half. Patton running all the way down the field. Finds Hollis Maury. 8 minutes left. The Rams down 5. They need something fast.
New Canaan slows down that fast break. That was smart. They've been jumpy, so it's very important of them to turn that around. Darian's student section is
Patton puts
with
one
the goal.
in. Patton finally finds the back of the net for the first time in this game with just over 8 minutes left to go in regulation, and the Rams are back to within 4 thanks to their megastar junior.
Right, and this next face-off, absolutely a vital one, for New Canaan to get if they want to have a chance to come back in this game.
Let's look at that one again.
Great speed.
And just breezes by Kate Bellissimo, and that's no easy thing to do. Kate Bellissimo, she is fast, her feet are quick, and so getting past her and getting a shot behind Shea Dolce it's very impressive.
New Canaan scores their first goal since it was 4-2, snapping the 3-goal run from Darien. Here's Kaylee Harden back at the draw for New Canaan. For Darien, Catherine DeMarc.
Right, and, looking back at that replay, Shea Dolce showing no regret. I mean, she did everything she could. That was an in-tight shot. She lunged at the shooter and, just got past her.
McKenna Harden is whacked by a Darien player, and it's going to be New Canaan's ball. That was Kate Bellissimo who came in a bit too hot. Carolyn Barron working through a couple Darien defenders, and now Stella Nolan doing the same. Is there enough time for New Canaan to try to continue to erase this lead? That is the question, with just under 7.5 minutes left. Down 4.
New Canaan can convert here. This is a big play. Very, very big play.
Let's see what 15th-year coach Kristen Woods has drawn up for her team. McKenna Harden with it. She fakes the spin. Great defense from Darien. Harden brings it behind the cage. Now over to the left side of the field.
Darien here is keeping New Canaan honest, sticking with that successful defense they've had all game. They're going to try to force a turnover and keep the possession the rest of the match.
Maury forces one up, and it finds a Darien stick. picked up by Nell Niffen, gets it back to Dolce, and now Dolce is looking for her an open teammate.
Unfortunately, New Canaan just knocked off a lot of time from the clock. That was a long possession.
Darian, they've got one goal to try to drain out as much clock as they can. Lisa Lindley, as fired up as she has been all game long. Her team up 4, looking to seal a trip to the state championship game on Saturday against the winner of Simsbury Ludlow.
A very important possession here for Darien, just to keep it in their sticks. As you said, Katie, New Canaan drained a lot of clock with their last possession, and if Darien can just hold it in their sticks here, it could be the end of the game.
Foul called on McKenna Harden as she got a bit too much of Molly McGuckin, and now Coach Lisa Lindley is going to use a timeout with just under 6 minutes left to go in this game. Katie, she's got a comfortable lead right now, but as you mentioned, she is not one to take the foot off the gas. What do you think she's saying now?
You know, she honestly might be saying, take your time. You know, time is on our side. 4 goals, 5-6 minutes left in the game. Slow it down a little bit. Let's run it. Let's do the perimeter a couple times. Let's pass it around. And when it feels right, I'm sure she's drawing up quite the play out there. And when the time's right, they'll execute. And hopefully, or not hopefully, depends on what team you're rooting for, it'll go in the back of the net.
And Carter, for New Canaan, it truly is desperation time right now. You've got to create a turnover before Darien can get settled offensively and draw, or go into, I should say, the play that they've got drawn up.
That's right. I mean, New Canaan has to score more than double the amount of goals that they have on the scoreboard here in the last 6 minutes of the game. So definitely a tall task, but I'm sure that Coach Kristen Woods has some tricks up her sleeve, and we'll just try to get the ball out of Darien's stick. That's first course of action.
New Canaan, they're the 1 seed in the Class L tournament. Their perfect season is on the line. A 15-0 regular season, 3-0 in the FCIAC tournament, including their win against Darien in the title game. They've been 3-0 in the state tournament so far. 2-0, picking up wins against Ridgefield and Wilton. Darien is looking to give them loss number 1 on the season and advance to the state tournament. They're in a great spot right now to do so. With 5:53 left to go in regulation, Ian Nicholas, Katie Duggan, Carter Ellis, the NCTV 78 crew, and the DAF Media crew bringing you the live action from Dunning Field. Darien, who called the timeout, is going to have possession. Ball in a stick of junior attack Molly McGuckin, who has scored a goal in this game. Two defenders are right on her. Carolyn Barron is going to commit the foul.
Yeah, one thing to consider here, I mean, Claire Mahoney stepping out of the net there. I mean, well, she's back now, but she was contributing to the defensive end, leaving the net wide open. So anything to get some offensive output for New Canaan is what Kristen Woods would do.
New Canaan checks in Anna Zaccolillo, the Hamilton-bound defender, number 23, making some substitutions, trying to get the ball right now. McGuckin still has it as play will resume with 5:21 left. Trying to force that turnover by any means necessary. A swarm starting to develop for New Canaan.
Ryan Happy.
Darien looking to capitalize, but New Canaan gets right back and settles in. Here's Stafford to her left. Now back behind the cage, trying to avoid a turnover. Now just under 5 minutes left. The wraparound stick side low shot drops for Darien. It's their 8th of the game, and it comes on the close-up, trying to figure out who scored that goal.
Stein comes around the crease with a low shot. That's just tough to defend, tough to save.
The hat trick for Stein. She has been the star of this game for Darien offensively, and potentially the dagger with 4:42 left. Stein through a ton of traffic, Carter. Let's get another look at this one.
Beats 2 defenders and uses the crease as a little pick action. Unbelievable. That's talent right there.
Right, CC Stein definitely contributing to the offense, and then with her backup at Shea Dolce in the defense, those two just doing everything they can to get the W for Darien and the undefeated season for New Canaan.
New Canaan's going to win the draw thanks to Dylan Patton scooping it up. It was Kaylee Harden and DeMarc back at it in the middle. But it's going to be CC Stein with just under 5 minutes left, who found her 3rd goal of the game and has put the Blue Wave back up 5. New Canaan now looking for anything in the late stages. Darien, though, well on their way to advancing to their 7th Class L state title game in 8 seasons. McKenna Harden near sideline moves it over to Dylan Patton, who's been held to just 1 goal all game. It was New Canaan's last goal. She's pushed, stays on her feet.
Darien doing a great job today with their man-on-man defense. They haven't been in a man defense most of the season. They've been in a backer, and tonight it's the man. It's the magic weapon.
And why do you think Coach Lindley has decided to go to the full man approach?
Well, I'm assuming that she's realized that the backer wasn't quite working out. The backer's a really technically challenging defensive set, and I don't think. And this Darien defense is really young. This is some of their first exposure to high school lacrosse. So I think that a backer in a combination with a zone that goes along with a backer, that's a hard defense to master, whereas a man-on-man, it's a classic. That's what they did in middle school. That's what these girls are used to. And you just can't go wrong with a good man-on-man.
Just under 3 minutes left to go in this game. Darien up 5. Here's Stella Nolan. Nolan doubled, gets rid of it. Russell finds it. On the wing, it's Mulry.
New Canaan just getting swarmed. Just the last minute, Darien's playing stellar defense, and that's what they've done all season.
Dylan Patton looking for anything at this point. Patton running right. She missed a shot earlier in the possession. Now spins, scores! Dylan Patton doing everything she can in the late stages, and she finds the back of the net for the 2nd time tonight with 2:29 left to go in this game. Cuts the lead to 4. An excellent individual effort there from Dylan Patton.
Yeah, great effort from Dylan Patton. I think that they're going to show the replay on us right here. Again, she just went hard on the right side. Take that 1 step out there, turn around, and then she's wide open. She's got oceans to cross to get that goal in there.
She's now scored 5 goals the last 2 times she's played Darien in the FCIAC championship game, and now today. Down 4 with just under 2.5 minutes left. New Canaan would need a monumental effort to try to get back in it. Darien's bomb squad making the trip across town and providing the energy.
Absolutely. We've got a ton of alumni out there tonight. Almost all of my class, the class above. The whole boys team's out there. Our Darien boys lost to Fairfield Prep in the CIAC quarterfinals on Saturday. So the whole boys team came out to support. It's a town effort. They're all hoping for a win.
Yeah, what a great year it's been for Darien lacrosse once again. I know the expectations are always through the roof, but the boys FCIAC champions, the girls FCIAC runner-ups, and if they pull out the win here today, they should have a good chance to win the state title up against either Simsbury or Fairfield Ludlow on Saturday and repeat as champions. DeMarc and Kaylee Harden back at the draw. If New Canaan wants any shot to try to make a comeback,
2.5 minutes on the clock.
Delays here in this face-off. And even a fast break opportunity after that is what would keep them in it.
Yep, New Canaan's got to act fast. They've got to execute often.
McKenna Harden can't find the ball. It's popped up by DeMar.
DeMar
cannot
runs
control
it out of
it.
bounds.
New Canaan's going to get the chance. Jade Lowe's going to put it back in play. Chloe Humphrey defends her. Lowe slips past midfield, works it up to Stella Nolan. Nolan looking to get inside. Gets rid of it.
Great defense on Ryan Hapgood, stopping a moving Stella Nolan.
Just under 2 minutes left.
You know, right here for New Canaan, even though their game plan is to spin it around a little bit, time is not on their side. They have 4 goals and only a minute and 45 left to cover, so they've got to shoot something, get it on net.
Devin Russell with a good move to get inside, but now spins away. Stella Nolan on the left side of the cage. Just over a minute and a half left, and his 4-goal lead just imposing.
This Darien defense knows their job right now. Oh my goodness,
Speak of the
interception.
devil.
Nell Niffin, senior captain, drops in the crease for goalie Shea Dolce. Unbelievable effort.
And Nell Niffin, the senior captain, one of the greatest players in the program over the last few years.
Absolutely.
And she is going to make the play to seal the deal here. Just a minute 10 left, and Niffin with the pick, following the cutter perfectly and wrapping this one up.
Right, and if it hasn't already happened, you know, that could have been a dagger right there, that turnover. You know, ending all hopes of New Canaan to come back and continue their state run.
Darian with a strong offensive possession right now. 45 seconds left on the clock.
Darian's bomb squad already waving goodbye to New Canaan's, as they know that their team is going to head back to the state championship game. And for the first time in 4 meetings with New Canaan this year, Darien will be in the win column in 25 seconds.
You know what they say, it's hard to beat a team 3 times, but they
did
beat
it.
them 3 times. You know what they say, it's hard. It's even harder to beat a team 4 times.
And it looked like finally Darien, after probably a ton of film study, a lot of yelling, and a lot of assessment, is going to get that win.
Yep.
That they've been looking for all year long. The win they've been looking for since they didn't get a season last year.
Another state championship to bring back to the halls of Darien, Connecticut.
That would be great. They do have to win on Saturday to get that.
Absolutely.
But another win against New Canaan, and their first one in exactly 2 years, that is something.
Yep.
5 seconds left. Player in the corner. 1 second, and this is over. Darien, for the 7th time in 8 seasons, is going to the Class L state championship game. An 8-4 victory against New Canaan. Finally, they get the better of the Rams after 4 meetups with New Canaan this year, losing to them in the FCIAC championship game, but not here from a lightning-delayed state semifinal game at New Canaan High. It's Darien who comes into town, and on Saturday they will be in Bunnell, and they will play for their 7th state title in 8 years. Ian Nicholas, Katie Duggan, Carter Ellis, the NCTV 78 crew, the DAF Media crew on the call. It was another defensive battle, and that's what it came down to. But this time, Darien did just enough offensively. Great early goalie play, and really great goalie play overall from Shea Dolce. But in the end, they did what they needed to do offensively, won the draws in the second half. Don't escape with the win, but a comfortable win here from Dunning to advance to Saturday.
Definitely. You know, I'd say Darien's 2 biggest assets were on 2 opposite sides of the field. We've got Shea Dolce in goal, and then we had Chloe Humphrey and Cece Stein on the opposite side. They both, Chloe Humphrey, Cece Stein, Chloe had 2 goals and Cece had 3. 5 goals from 2 girls, that's huge. And, you know, Shea, how many saves did she have? And unbelievable ones as well. Those shots were not to the discredit of New Canaan. Those were solid shots, and Shea just miraculously came out with a save.
Like she always does. Carter, you've been with me throughout this year. It's been a great year for New Canaan girls lacrosse, but it is finally over as I pop back in the shot here. Sorry about that. Not a perfect season, but about as close as you can get. A 20-1 finish, and they win their first FCIAC title in 28 years. Just describe what this season meant to New Canaan. It didn't end the way they wanted it to, but about as good as it can get for Rams fans.
Yeah, no, I mean, Kristen Woods right here in their huddle, definitely just telling them to not hang their heads because, I mean, what a, marvelous season it's been for New Canaan. Coming out of COVID protocol, then coming in to dethrone Darian, and then working their way up to number 3 ranked nationally. I mean, hats off to New Canaan. Beating a team 4 times, just like Katie said, is no easy task, and I'm sure that Kristen Woods is just patting her girls on the back, if anything.
Absolutely. What a season for New Canaan. The growth, immense. This was a great season from both teams, and I think Woods should be very proud, and Lisa also coming down from 3 losses to the same team. That's grim. And Lindley, she coached her team up there and brought home the win tonight.
Yep, that she did. She's gotten plenty of wins in her career. This one's got to be one of the sweetest, though, after 3 losses to New Canaan previously this year. Let's pull up our Class L tournament bracket to get one last look. It's not finalized just yet, as we still do not know who won the Fairfield-Ludlow-Simsbury battle being played at Simsbury High right now. But whoever wins that 6-7 matchup will play Darien on Saturday at Bunnell High School for the Class L State Championship. Again, Darien is the defending Class L State champs. They've won 6 of the last 7 title games. Can they add their 7th in 8 years on Saturday? I want to thank my entire crew for the excellent work they did here today and our final sports live stream of the year. But before we do, let's get a look at the highlights from this game. And also later we want to bring Austin Platt up into the booth and try to do a senior memoriam, I guess, as it's Austin and my last game working a game for NCTV 78 as high schoolers. But we'll get one last look at the highlights from this game.
Right, and Ian, to add to that, I'm getting word to the likes of Twitter that at the halftime, Fairfield Ludlow is leading Simsbury 5-3. So, we don't have the game-ending score on that, but it's in the works.
All right, good to know. Ludlow on top, looking to advance to the state final where they'll have their work cut out for them up against the 4-seed Darien, who is now 17-3 on the year. Their only 3 losses have come to New Canaan. Yeah, I want to thank my entire crew for the great work that they've done today. I want to thank my wonderful producer, Emily Fox, for the excellent work she's done all year long, producing games in the fall, winter, and spring. I don't know how I could have done it without her. She's wonderful, and I really want to thank her for everything she's done for me and for the entire program. Want to thank Austin Platt on replay. He'll be up here in the booth in a second. He's the best replay man in the business, coining a phrase from Damian Andrew in a sense. Want to thank my color commentators, Kay Duggan doing a great job on her debut, and Carter Ellis doing a great job as well all year for me with both boys and girls lacrosse. Want to thank our camera operators, Cole Schubert from NCTV, Trey Cahill from DAF Media. Want to thank DAF Media Advisor Damian Andrew, NCTV 78 Advisor Roman Sobolski. Want to thank our New Canaan High School Athletic Director Jay Egan. Sorry, we had a bit of a audio problem there. But let's bring Austin Platt into the shot in a second as we're going to give up the mic here to Austin. And I think it's just going to be Austin and I in the middle right now as we do our in memoriam. We're not dead, but our NCTV 78 high school broadcasting careers are about as good as gone. Working through some audio problems. We'll bring it back to the camera. This is a bit harder than it looks. We're not the smartest guys. Hey. The point is, Austin, it's been a beautiful ride. I've been in the program for 4 years. You've been in the program for 3. Who's counting? The point is, Austin, just talk to us about some of the great moments you've had in your career. You've had an excellent one. You're heading to Indiana next year to continue your career. And what do you have to say to the people at home?
There are too many thank yous I can just say in this little segment here, but joining the class a year late, it's been a complete pleasure of mine. For 3 years now, I've basically, my whole career path has been paved out thanks to many people, just so many that I'm thinking of right now, but the memories, of course, calling the hockey games this year and last year, and all the great memories in the classroom helping out with the Friday announcements. It's been a pleasure, and we're glad that, Ian and I really talking for everyone on NCTV, the support this year, especially 15 months ago, we were at home trying to learn with each other via computer, and now here we are. Hitting 1,000 subscribers this year, huge growth, and we really expect that going forward. So a lot of thank you to especially the fans for hanging in with us, especially this year. It's been a challenging one, but I know we've been very glad to bring you all these broadcasts that have been so successful.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year for us. Obviously, the COVID-19 pandemic doesn't make anything easier, but our crew's done a phenomenal job working through any COVID problems and making sure the people at home can get the live streams that they need. And sometimes that means we have to bump down the stream quality a little bit just to get the streams up, but the streams have looked fantastic, and I know I'm a little biased by saying that. But for every sport, we've tried our best to cover all of them, from the fall with soccer and field hockey to the winter with the excellent hockey coverage on your end and the basketball coverage from Emily's end. And then from this spring where we've had lacrosse nonstop, as well as baseball and volleyball scattered in there as well. NCTV, it's growing, just like DAF Media is continuing to become a colossal little high school radio club with just over 3,000 subscribers. NCTV's got just under 1.2 right now. There's a lot of thank yous, especially to Mr. Roman Sobolski. I think both Austin and I can say that he's changed our lives forever, and that we both found our love for sports broadcasting through him and through his wonderful program here at New Canaan High School. And Damian Andrew is a phenomenal mentor and leader as well, and he's about the nicest guy you'll meet in these parts. And he was a great anchor back in his day back in News 12, and now he's continuing to help build careers with DAF Media. So I don't know if there's really much more to say. I can't wait to continue to do what I love to do at Syracuse University next year. Austin will continue to do what he does at Indiana, and so our other station manager at NCTV 78, Alex Kurz, will be continuing her journalism career at Indiana as well at the media school. So thank you so much for watching, regardless of where you're watching from New Canaan or Darien. We appreciate your viewership. Please leave us with a like and subscribe, and please watching NCTV 78 and DAF Media for the years to come, because even though Austin and I won't be here calling every single game from the New Canaan side, Emily and the crew, they'll continue to do excellent work covering the games and bringing you the live stream action, and hopefully in much more safer times than we are in right now. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll leave with our sponsors.
Our platinum sponsors: Walter Stewart's, your fresh local market; Rambuya and Harrow, the business of real estate. On to our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich. Our silver sponsors, Performance Optimal Health, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners LLC, Rand Insurance. Black sponsors finally, Ready Rooster, Sheila La, 84 Sports New Canaan, New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, the Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Dr. Austin Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, Prudding and Company Custom Builders. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Your final score from Dunning: the Darien Blue Wave win 8-4. They will advance to the CIAC Class L Championship on Saturday. Ian, take us off.
Thank you so much for watching. As Austin said, Darien wins, and they'll advance to their 7th state title in 8 years. For the last time as a high school student, Ian Nicholas wishing you a good night. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you so much for helping to change my life and to help inspire us here at NCTV 78 and DAF Media. I really don't know how much more I could say it, but thank you for being so supportive and for just doing what everyone does, supporting athletics like this at the high school level. You treat it like it means so much to you, and it means so much to us too. Have a great night, everyone. 8-4 is your final score. And that's it for the 2020-2021 sports season. Make sure you tune in to the graduations that both NCTV 78 and DAF Media will be live streaming next week. And see you then.